Democrats march.
Hear about that, yeah. Today,
I saw it. Hi. Welcome back to Political Cadence with Lisa, Phil, Will. Aaron is absent today, but he hopes to come before the end of the show.
And happy No King's Day Part 2.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm wiped.
How do you? Mm-hmm.
I am wiped out.
Yeah.
We were at it.
We were moving around. One of the things that we did at the No Kings was, of course, we held up our amazing sign made by Philip, the one with the magnifying glass. We can, it's a great sign. But also we went back and forth and we were interviewing people, and the questions we answered were, are you being paid to protest today? Where do you hold your Antifa meetings? And what is the main reason you are protesting?
So actually we got about 30 minutes of footage, and I'm going to release that as a separate podcast because we're hoping a lot of those people will actually tune in to see themselves and see what a wonderful job we're doing.
Right.
But I did create a couple of reels. They're only a minute long, but reflect some of the stuff that we saw. So let's go and play the first one. Maybe we'll play the second one in the second half.
But these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid troublemakers.
How much are you being paid to be here today?
I wish. I really, really wish.
Are you getting paid to protest today?
No.
Are you getting paid to protest today?
No.
Are you getting paid to protest today?
I am not.
Are you being paid for protesting today?
No.
Are you being paid for being here okay? Are you being paid to protest today?
No.
Are you getting paid today?
No. Everybody that I know that's here is a volunteer, and we don't get any kind of reimbursement.
Are you being paid?
Are we being
Paid to protest today?
Definitely not.
Are you being paid to be here today?
Dear Lord, no.
No, I'm not getting paid, and no, I'm not with Antifa, and I believe we need enough is enough, and this needs to stop.
Are you getting paid to be here today?
Nope. Here he comes walking down the street.
What's up?
Are you being paid?
Yeah.
All right. So that looks a lot better as a reel. And for whatever reason, I had no idea I was going to project that way.
No. We planned it. If you want to see their heads, you'll have to tune in tomorrow.
There you go.
No, on the special event podcast.
But just like the first time, people were chill. People were really having a good time, a good vibe. There was only one dude that drove past, and he was
very early, and he was just kind of, blah, blah, blah. Didn't even hear what he said, did you?
Yeah. He's driving a big F-150 pickup truck, as they do, by the way. Haul half the fucking road with half only need half the car.
They have no land.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And so
pristine, by the way, it was so clean.
And so he comes by and he kind of glares at everybody real slow, like he's a tough guy. And then he goes, starts saying, "Ice, ice, baby, ice." It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was.
But all right. Still someone fuck ice, and then a couple other people followed in, and so that was cool. So that was as intense as it got because people were.
Yeah, that was the most violence of the day.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what's going on right now. I haven't seen a lot of live news. What about you, Will?
Well, I know that there was over 1,000 people down at the Capitol here in Sacramento with the No Kings protest, and it was pretty peaceful for the most part.
Yeah. Well, like at the last protest. At the last protest in June, there were over 4,000 people in downtown Cincinnati, and about an average of 1,000 to 2,000 people in Mason, Westchester, and of course, Will, you will know these, these references will make sense to you. And they've added Loveland. Now, I wanted to go to the one in Mason, on Mason Montgomery Road, because it was dance party. And I figured we'd end up on the news because I'm dancing in a wheelchair and he's standing there like this.
Yeah, I'm not much of a dancer. Really.
Yeah.
But,
and to be honest, honey, I love you, but you dance like a white dude.
He's got an advantage over me because of the fact that I'm the typical Irishman. I got two left feet and no rhythm.
And no one really cares.
Yeah.
Dance like no one's watching. That's what I do. In fact, I've been in clubs and people have tapped me on the shoulder and they're like, well, if your boss saw you dancing like this, what would she say? And I was like, I don't know. I turned around, tapped my boss on the shoulder and said, Ola, you have a problem with how I'm dancing?
Well, the early numbers are in, and they're already saying there were over 7 million people came out today.
Yes.
That's a large.
Now, do you know about how many people were in your, I mean, how big is the where you are?
For the most part, Sacramento is a small city compared to Cincinnati.
Okay.
But I do know that around the Capitol is pretty huge, and like I said, they had over 1,000 people there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
You know,
I know there were. I'd say there were probably overall about 1,000 people in Westchester.
Well, I know that
And this
there were
wasn't like a speeches in March situation like it is downtown. That's why we kind of wanted to go downtown, but we decided there might be better parking in Westchester. So, plus we're a little bit.
there was a lot of. Well, I know there was a lot of people in San Diego, the city of Stockton.
I'm assuming California was mobilized.
Yeah, so
And
the
if you
majority of
think about
California was definitely involved.
To be honest, Westchester is known to be something of a MAGA.
It's very red.
Yeah, it's very red.
For sure.
It's a big red dot. And the fact that there were that many people out to protest was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like here in Carmichael, you know, it's mostly a retirement area, and you can tell that there's a lot of old, rich Republican money here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, to be totally honest, the median age, what would you say the median age of the protesters there in Westchester was?
I'd say the very youngest were probably in their late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But it did range up, I would say, probably to 70 years old. And that's what we've been seeing is we don't see a lot of
we've been
minorities.
seeing more elderly. Yeah, we don't see a lot of minorities.
And we don't
see a lot of like 20 somethings. And I think the reason for that is because they're going to work.
And MAGA is
it's Saturday afternoon. Where do you think they are?
MAGA has captured the imagination of
one of their 3 jobs that your average 20-something has.
A lot of young men.
Mm-hmm.
MAGA has captured.
It has, but they're becoming disillusioned.
Well, yes, I think so. I think that you can see signs of. First of all, okay. Well, one thing you might know that I don't. Trump had threatened to fire missiles over the 105 to prevent the protests from happening on that stretch of land.
Did this happen?
Did that happen or
no? I haven't heard anything like that so far.
And lies to try to threaten. Yeah.
Is that better with or without that light?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But it seems like we're starting to see some positive things happen. You know, there are positive. The approval ratings continue to. They're not improving. You know, they're staying around 37-38%, I believe, despite this.
I mean, are they still? He just started a freaking war with Venezuela.
Well, he assumed that after he made this deal with Israel and Palestine, that he would get a major, bump in approval and the accolades that these European leaders were heaping on him. I'm sure he felt like, and to be fair, the release of the hostages was a fantastic result of what, of the negotiations. That's something you kind of got to give Republicans a little bit of credit for, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all happy that the hostages. At the same time, the hostages, this deal was something that was brokered by the Biden administration back in January. And Trump basically
is taking credit.
You know, Netanyahu is in his pocket. Netanyahu owes his existence to Trump because he's facing war crimes, you know, tribunal, and ousting from his, you know, his position of power. And basically, they let that war kind of fester for 10 months, waiting for Trump to get into a position to come and be the
hero.
The hero.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they're not, people aren't talking about that right now because it's kind of soon.
They don't look into it. They don't do research.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing Biden had proposed before. And
Look
Netanyahu,
past your nose, people.
they were just not going to let Biden have the political win.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we might get some criticism for saying that.
Don't care.
That's kind of the way. That really is kind of what happened. How many people died in the last 10 months in this war, waiting for what? You know?
Yeah, quite a bit of Gaza. And I kind of have to wonder if maybe that isn't why Israel kind of ramped it up.
Yeah, because they wanted to basically raise
more
Gaza.
Palestinian people, more Gaza people. I mean, I don't know, Palestinian people. Let's not say Gaza people. It's the Gaza Strip, and it's the Palestinian people. And technically, they say that the Palestinian people don't have a state, but where are they from then?
Well, the thing is, I'm sure you guys noticed recently, there's a lot of European nations that are starting to recognize Palestine as a state.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the only two right now that are against it, ironically, three: Israel, the United States, and Russia.
Well, and that's probably where Putin kind of doesn't care one way or another. He likes to foment the trouble in the Middle East so that we pay attention over there. Look over there.
Which is pretty much what Trump's doing here with the National Guard.
Well, I think
look over there.
I think
he's fomenting. He's trying to incite violence just so he's justified for deploying the National Guard.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and things like saying that.
Well, a lot of states now, they're starting to sue Trump behind that. And California is one of those states.
Well, and I know people who have bought the Kool-Aid on that. They think that Portland is on fire and Chicago is a criminal, you know, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they think about Memphis, because Memphis is kind of like, sure, come on in, whatever.
Would you remember that meeting that Netanyahu attended about a month and a half ago where we had I think his name's Witkoff or something. He's like, Mr. President, you deserve that Nobel Prize. We're going to get you that Nobel Prize. And then Netanyahu followed it up. Mr. President, you're such a wonderful beacon of light. You deserve this Nobel Prize. And thank you very much, Bibi. You know, so they've been working on, and the timing of it, the deal happened just ahead. Like they got it under the wire. Like, I'm going to do this.
But it wasn't
and I
enough.
might get that Nobel Prize within a couple of days.
It wasn't enough for the scientists.
No.
To give him the, you know.
It was a war.
Basically, they.
Yeah, they basically said, you know what? We don't give Nobel Prizes to despots.
Well, and also they said he didn't meet the criteria completely. He had to, like, you know, I think one of the things was the wars that he resolved had to be real.
So instead went to Maria Corina Machado, who is a Venezuelan politician.
Oh,
leader of the Venezuelan
That's
opposition.
why he's declared war on Venezuela.
There are people that really don't see a great deal of difference between Machado and Trump. in their imperialist aspirations.
Bitch took his award.
She actually called him up and basically apologized for winning it instead of him, and suggested he should have won the prize.
For God's sake. Well, what was her criteria that she won it? Do you know?
Basically because of her work in opposition to the current Venezuelan government, which I assume that Trump wants to get rid of the Venezuelan government, just like she does.
So that's why she's sucking up to Trump.
That's why he keeps blowing people out of the water before finding out whether or not they're, actually drug runners or.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Maybe he's hoping it's the president's
job. But I wouldn't say she's sucking up to Trump. But her reason for winning the Nobel Peace Prize is valid because Maduro, he's a dictator.
Yeah,
that's a given.
I certainly prefer her to get it, irregardless, because a lot of people paying lip service to Trump right now. You don't know whether it's genuine or not. I mean, you catch him at an unguarded moment. You'll see Zelensky having a laugh with the orange man. It's like it's just all depends. Yeah. But
well, I mean, if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah. But why? I mean, why is he so fixated? I mean, he must.
Who? Trump?
He's so fixated on the Nobel Prize
because Obama has one.
Yep.
Right.
And he's jealous. Yeah. He's jealous of Obama. Always has been. Obama's better looking. His wife is close to as good. I mean, Melania's hot. Okay, let's face it. But I think that Michelle is too.
Do you think Obama lusted after the Nobel Prize like that before he got it?
Not really, no.
I'm going to put this on my map.
No, he's a pretty mellow dude. I don't know if he actually, I mean, I think he was ambitious, but I don't think he was except for Michelle.
Or if you put it the other way around, let's say that Trump preceded him and had won a Nobel Prize. Or any president. I mean, who wants to even score like that?
Because most of the people who achieve the presidency are not immature,
felons.
Immature and they're
not felons,
or they're smart enough to hide it. And I was looking at that is actually only one case with 34 felony counts, and his sentencing was due, but they kept appealing. They kept appealing so that he could run for president. So they let him run for president. And when he became president, I think he believes that those felonies will go away because of his presidential immunity. He is not right.
No, because of the fact that they're civil.
Crimes the things that are looked upon as felonies that are committed by the president while fulfilling his duties. Not 34 felonies, which all those felonies are going to get him is either a huge fine, which he'll pay, or 60 days, 90 days in because they're.
I don't want to be devil's advocate, but I don't think they can revisit those charges.
No, he's already been convicted.
Okay.
He just hasn't been sentenced. They can still sentence him.
Yep. Once he's out of
jeopardy.
Right.
But that doesn't count in this case because he is convicted. It's just a matter of him serving time, so to speak. And I'm sure his law team, hopefully he'll get a better one than he currently has, to represent him in that case, will probably talk it down to 60 days in a golf resort and $100,000 fine.
He'll end up, if he does any time at all, it'll be in Club Fed.
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. So, technically he is still a felon. Technically he will not be allowed to vote, which is kind of hilarious. But being convicted and being sentenced, that's, that's separate. So I don't know. Was he allowed to legally vote for himself
No.
as a convicted felon?
No.
Because he publicly went to vote.
Well, I don't know why
Yeah,
I thought he
but
could
by
not.
law, he cannot legally vote for himself.
Okay.
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
But
I mean, that's my understanding.
in a sick, twisted
we're
way,
wrong,
Because who's to say he
Maybe,
didn't go
maybe
into
we
the
had
booth
a
and vote
decent
for
civics
Donald
class
Duck?
in high school.
We'll
why
never
did
know.
why did I think he could? It was not facing any jail time for whatever, even after his presidential, his administration.
He can. He may not. They may choose not to.
That's gnawing at me.
They may call it time served
I thought he was absolved from any
Okay.
sentencing for those crimes.
while running for and being president. Yes, but I don't think after. I think he can be charged. And
The judge explained that this was the only lawful sentence that would avoid encroaching on the office of the president, who the American people had just elected. It does say here that Trump is appealing the conviction, so that would imply that maybe, yes, he can be sentenced still. But that puts a spin. I mean, because that makes him even more of a cornered rat.
Yeah.
He's not going to want to give up the presidency if he's going to be facing.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking 6 months in Club Fed with a golf course.
He's not.
But I kind of at this point don't think he's going to make it to 2028.
His health is not.
Yep.
Good.
And here's the other thing which we haven't touched on yet, but I'm sure we will later on down the road, is the fact with the government shutdown, that also keeps elections from taking place.
Right.
Okay.
And that's kind of the justification, I think, that Mike Johnson is using for not swearing in Adelita Grajova, who was just.
Yep. She would be the leading vote to release the Epstein files.
Right.
Yeah, and
Which
I know.
Unfortunately for Trump, that's an issue that is not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
It seems like he's trying to open the door so that the Republicans can try to negotiate with I don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene or Mitch McConnell or whoever. They just need one to offset her, Republican, to change his vote, which he can do at this point. It seems like that's one approach they're taking. The other approach is that because he did swear in a couple of Republican congressmen who had won special elections immediately, instantaneously upon being elected.
But was Congress in session, or did he do that after the break? After the government shut down? That
was before the shut.
It was during the shutdown.
The shut. You're right. That's right.
Oh, in that case, he has no excuse. And I know that the Democrats from Congress marched on the Capitol and marched on the building. And also they did a press conference standing out in front of the building. Every single Democrat was there. And they said, "We're here. We're ready to talk. Where are you?"
I think they're bringing a lawsuit against Johnson now.
Good.
To try to
I don't care what for.
Yeah.
I don't care what.
Well, the thing is, if Johnson's not careful, he's going to end up being ousted. Because there are a lot of Republicans now that want him out of there. Even more than
midterms. There could be Hakeem Jeffries in the midterms, theoretically. But yeah, they might get him before that. It seems like there are a number of people that are skating on thin ice. Like I said, it's been a while since we convened, but I think they had the big military General Patton cosplay bullshit thing that they did, where they called in all these top generals from around the world to come to be lectured by white nationalist drunk and the president. I think Hexas on thin ice for, he's not delivering on a lot of the boastful shit that he, like the thing with the Pentagon, where he tried to get the press to all sign off on allowing the Pentagon to authorize the stories that they do. that's going nowhere. You know,
and then you've got Pam Bondi on the hot seat. You've
Right.
got Chris Nome on the hot seat. You've got Patel on the hot seat.
but he's not
And now
fired.
JFK is on the hot seat.
He's not fired anybody. Remember the first administration, he fired two people every day. You know,
left and right. It was complete chaos. But at least it was chaos that was less polarizing.
but it's all coming from Stephen Miller. This is
Yeah.
2025. They got him in the back room. They're like, look, you can't undermine your credibility by firing all your personnel. You got to have this hard line against. And so these people are not going to be like in Pam Bondi's instance. They brought in to because Bondi was going too slow at getting like James Comey indicted. And Michael Bolton and Letitia James. She wasn't acting fast enough. So he brought in this
Michael Bolton.
John Bolton. Michael Bolton's a singer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, really? Michael Bolton? I was thinking there must be a congressman with that name.
He's like, oh, I hate his music. It's terrible music. He's a terrible person. She wasn't acting fast enough.
Good job.
He had that internal, that text that
he had that clock in his brain.
Well, no, he had like a personal text that he sent Pam saying
that went public.
Yeah, he was like,
we're aware.
Right. And
everybody knows about that.
So in response, he brought in his personal. I mean, she's hot. I mean, she's like Miss Georgia or something, right?
Yeah.
But she's not an experienced lawyer.
Okay.
Do you remember her name, Will?
Wasn't it? Frack, I'm drawing a
Lindsay.
blank.
It's Lindsay something.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, she was the one that actually brought the Halligan, Lindsay Halligan. She's the one that brought the charges against Comey. So that undermines Pam Bondi. Why didn't Pam Bondi? You know, why wouldn't she?
Why didn't he let her do it?
But you can see people are not getting
what if
fired.
she wasn't going to do it?
She was. If you saw her in that congressional hearing, she was going to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was going to do whatever.
She's bloodthirsty. She's like Madame Bathory or something. She's really, really.
Excuse me, Mr. President. I'm just going to be under your desk during this meeting.
You shine the light on her, and it's like, oh, you see her. She looks like she might be a pleasant person, and then she opens her mouth. I mean, it is. But
she actually doesn't look like she would be a pleasant person. If you'd had any experience with junior high school girls, you would know.
But I mean, she was combative. She didn't answer.
I look at her and I think that bitch is going to try to tear me down. I just got to gird my loins, smile and nod.
But they don't fire anybody. Trump does not fire anybody now.
Well, people have been eliminated. They've been removed from their jobs. Okay. But here's the thing. In the first term, just like now, people were eliminated not for incompetence, not for not doing their job, but for disagreeing with him, i.e. not being loyal.
Yeah.
And there were a lot more people who had the courage to disagree with him in term one than there are now. Also, he has surrounded himself with total sycophants.
Yeah.
And idiots who believe what he does.
I would say I would go more along the lines of sycophants and psychopaths.
Well, yeah, that's a given. But, okay, and idiots.
Well, I mean, Stephen Miller is not an idiot, but he is a psychopath.
Right.
And I really feel like he's pulling
psychopath, sociopath. I don't care about the difference. You know.
I feel like he's the mastermind. You know?
Oh, he is. He's the one pulling the strings.
Right.
And he just knows he would never get elected because he's an ugly little troll.
Well, the speech he gave at Charlie Kirk's funeral, he may have been a friend of Charlie Kirk's, but he didn't seem to have very much concern about him. He was there to send a message of vengeance against Trump's political enemies. And he actually used a speech by Joseph Goebbels, who was the propaganda minister for Hitler. We're not supposed to talk about that.
This is a fact. We're not supposed to take Hitler or Nazi, but this is a fact pertaining to a speech utilized recently by a Trump
Basically,
associate.
it was a translated, adapted speech that Goebbels almost verbatim had made during.
And we can show you the side by side.
Now, you know, I got into it again with somebody that I loved. It's part of my family, and I got into it again this week. And she accused me of being hateful, which I am. She's listening. I am sorry. But
to be honest, I despise Trump. I hate him.
For my part, I'm going to try to not go there.
I respect that other people have opinions too.
But we're not the ones going. We're not the ones going there. We've got the young Republicans. This group chat that the young Republicans. We're not the ones that are going there.
Right.
The ones that are going there. They're the ones that continue to bring up this imagery, act in the footsteps of these dark political
ideals,
machinations. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but for my part, I am going to try to start toning that down because I don't think it's productive. But there you go.
Right.
But
I'll go on record. I'll go on record right here, right now. I can't stand the Tangerine Palpatine.
Yeah.
No.
I'll go on record and state that right now.
They call it TDS, but is it paranoia when there's something to actually be paranoid about? Is it actually, or is it just due diligence? You know what I mean?
Yep.
In some ways, he acts like a Mad Hatter. He's up there. He seems to think every speech he gives is a comedy routine. You can see him. He wants this adoration from the crowd. You almost, on a human level, you almost feel sorry for the way that he craves attention so desperately.
Yeah, it's almost like he demands it.
Yeah, but it's not harmless. I mean,
no,
at all.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's nothing to be messing with. But well, anyway, I mean, so we went guns blazing already. We're already halfway through this.
Okay. Trump announcing, Supreme Court considering suspension of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which would lead to more redistricting and more congressional votes for seats for Republicans. Now, here's my thing, okay? And it also should lead to more for Democrats then. Because if they can do it, we can do it. But beside the point, okay? Here's my question about that. If the Electoral College was eliminated, then gerrymandering wouldn't be a thing. It wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. But this right here is,
in my opinion. Now, if anybody knows a reason why that's incorrect, please let me know. Because if I'm speaking out my other orifices.
Well, no, I think what you're suggesting is you take the popular vote, that would kind of eliminate all of these gerrymandering and this type. They're trying to eliminate the second
Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
Right, which is basically, it's there to protect minority voting.
And also they're saying who is it who's saying that any rules or laws pertaining to minorities should have expiration dates.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But somebody's trying to put that in now. I sent you a reel about it. Okay. Do we have anything else to say on that?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
The result.
Well, that's one reason for the yes on 50 proposition here in California.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the end result is
keep in mind, guys, they just recently found out that the person behind the No on 50 campaign here in California is none other than Charlie Munger. And he is a MAGA mega donor.
Not surprising. Well, this right here would result in something like 19 congressional seats, potentially going 19 more on top of the Texas redistricting that's already been done. This would give up, this could potentially could give up to 19 more seats
It was either Arizona or Louisiana, something
to the
like that.
Republicans.
Something that ends in an
Yeah, at the midterms. So
Yeah.
they're trying to not, they're trying different means in order to accumulate the votes to stay in power.
Yeah,
the majority.
they're trying everything they can to stay in power and to be the majority,
And I know,
I believe it's
he's like,
Louisiana.
well,
whether it's right or not.
well, Cooper said, well, they all do that. They all do that. And it's like,
We
I
know.
I
So-
know they all do that.
But they don't do it this way. They at least try to hide it, slip it in under the radar.
We would appreciate it.
But
if you
I
tried
would
hard.
prefer that not happen in Ohio because it's a red state,
Mhm.
you know? And
Yeah, and that's the ironic thing because Ohio is a red state, but you've got Cincinnati as a blue city.
is it?
Last I checked, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, but we're surrounded by
Right.
MAGA. Yeah, all the MAGA people, all the red people moved out of the city.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is what happened. Yes.
Hi, Felicia.
Yay, us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Um,
Go to
That's what I
Steelerville.
say. Hi, Felicia.
Mhm.
Hey, sorry you came. Glad to see you go.
Yeah, Batavia, Newtown, Westchester, Hamilton.
well, one thing that happened this week is that I think it was early this week, Trump announced that he had taken the freedom of speech away. Just
Exactly what did he say?
he said, well, we had to take away the freedom of speech. We had to take it away. We like it. It's a good thing, but we had to take it away because of what was
the reasoning?
what was the situation? We got to get.
Yeah, he's unhinged. Okay,
You
he's
recall
just
that,
flat
Will?
out unhinged. Do you recall that, Will? Because I don't. But he's gone.
Oh.
There I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you recall that? Trump making that
You
announcement.
guys cut out, so I didn't get to hear anything.
Trump announced that he had taken away the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
He has no power to do so. You cannot. He can't do
No,
that.
no, that's
Do
the
you
First
remember
Amendment.
why? Do you
That's
remember
the
why?
First Amendment. So that's
Yeah.
unconstitutional.
Right. He's trying to get rid of the Constitution one step at a time.
Well, that's
Well,
why I've
it's
been
just
saying for the
brazen.
longest time that basically Trump and the entire GOP have just been wiping their ass with the Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. It was about the matter of flag burning.
Oh.
He wants to be able to give him a year in prison for flag burning when this has already been ruled on by the Supreme Court back in the 90s.
Back in the night, yeah.
Late
Okay.
80s, 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here's
I remember my dad was not happy about that. I mean, my dad was dyed in the wool blue, but about the flag burning thing, he wasn't happy.
Well, here's the one
On the
thing
other-
that people keep missing, guys. And this is something that needs to be basically remembered, is the fact that according to the Constitution, the only time that the American flag should be burned is when it's no longer serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
That means
Which is
it's old,
the
it's
thing that-
tattered, it's dirty. That is the constitutional way to retire the flag.
right.
Right. But the Supreme Court did rule that it was freedom of speech to do it as an act of protest.
Mm-hmm.
I would not do that personally. I would
No,
not burn.
no.
I on 4th of July I fly.
Now
the flag
we are
uprightly,
flying our flag upside down currently.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is constitutional, by the way.
Right.
But the only time, according to the Constitution, that the flag is really to be burned is to retire it when it's no longer serviceable.
And it's not impossible that the persons who were brought in for flag burning said it was no longer a serviceable flag and we were making a statement publicly. We were burning it publicly to make a statement. Aaron back?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So what are we on next? Go back
Well,
up
we have
more.
our
Okay.
fuck ups of the fortnight, but why don't we talk a little bit about the book club we attended? It was an indivisible book club. We talked to them, and they were okay with us. They said we could discuss the meeting on the podcast, and hopefully some of those will tune in as well.
The book that we were reading was The Cult of Trump. We didn't find out about the book club until 2 days before, so we did not read the book yet. But the next book for the book club is the memoirs of, what's her name?
Her name is Virginia Giuffre.
Yeah.
She is Epstein victim.
And
That
suicide.
committed suicide.
She committed suicide.
Right. She was
Okay.
and actually
And that book actually comes out like 2 days before my birthday. Do you know when the next meeting is?
2 weeks from now. October, early October.
Okay, so she was saying that the book will be out before the
Early
next meeting.
November.
Okay, early November.
Early November.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time to actually read the book. But there were people that showed up with the book and notebooks and this extra book that said how to read this book and how to use this book. And I'm like, I'm never going to be you.
Well, okay, so I thought the book was written in 2019 at the end of Trump's first administration. And I read the first what Amazon would allow me to read as a sample.
Yeah, we haven't brought it yet.
I thought it was interesting. It reminded me of a lot of documentaries that I've seen since then
cults,
about Trump. And it seemed like I did read that this book specifically was used as a resource for one popular documentary. And I thought it was good, but it compared Trump to the cult of Krishna, because the writer had been a Krishna devotee at one time or a cult member. It tried to give you a blueprint for how to talk to MAGA and to try to reprogram them. I'm very suspicious of that. I feel like a lot of that's changed. First of all,
all I can say is good luck to that one.
Yeah. First of all, you can't go to someone from MAGA and say, "Oh, I think you're in a cult."
No, it specifically says don't do that.
That's a non sequitur.
It says don't do that.
Honestly, I feel that the MAGA cult right now is no better than the Jim Jones cult.
Right.
I hate to agree with that, but I do. It's like I know people.
Part of me wishes he'd suggest
let's call it for what it is, people. Let's call it for what it is. Because you got all these MAGA just drinking the Kool-Aid on the daily.
I brought up at the meeting, I brought up the point that there's not, aside from Gavin Newsom, we don't see a lot of leaders emerging. And they're still very disjointed.
I mean, Buttigieg seems to be kind of on the edge. He's edging.
He's on the fence.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think AOC would probably jump up there. The question is, does she have the vote? Can she get the votes?
Well, here's my thing.
Flip some people.
The reason why one of the reasons, should I say, that I left the Democratic Party in 2016 is because of the fact that Democrats keep tiptoeing around as if they're in a minefield.
Yeah.
If you're going to be against something or someone, damn the torpedoes full freaking speed ahead.
Right.
Tits up, ass out, walk with pride.
I mean, I don't even know what.
Man, how misogynist is that? Okay. I'm back. Sorry.
I don't even know what I am. You're not a Democrat.
I'm an independent. I consider myself independent.
I'm a progressive.
People tell me, "Oh, you guys."
Even though I am registered as Democrat, I don't know how I got registered, but I believe my voting record, which they know who you voted for. They flat out know. There's no doubt about it. It's not a conspiracy theory. When you sign your name next to that ballot number, they know what's on that ballot. Don't fool yourself.
Right.
It is not.
And, I voted for a lot of progressives, but on the other hand, I have still voted for some Democrats that I feel lean more progressive.
Yeah.
I have actually voted for some Republicans on the local level only.
Well, so I've been accused of being, it's us versus them now. You're a lefty, I'm a righty. I'm like, well, hold on, you don't know what the fuck I am, because
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I am right now.
Right.
Mhm.
This shit started back in 2016 when I was actually more conservative than I am now, and I started out with, I can't vote for this guy, and I don't want to vote for this person either, they're lady, and it's like, what the hell? And I had people that were other Republicans that were like, oh, I'm in the same boat. Trump is terrible. He's awful. He's whatever. Those same exact people today are in the cult.
Yeah.
It's like, I never changed. I never came off from the very first time he announced.
That Trump is
But
awful.
I don't know what
want him
I don't.
in
For
office.
anybody that wonders, I'm not necessarily a radical leftist.
No.
Well, here's
I don't know
something
what I
else.
am.
Here's something else, guys, that I will go on the record and say when it comes to the California governor's race. There is one Democrat in particular that I absolutely, positively will not vote for, and that is Katie Porter. After the way she carried
Oh
herself
yeah, I saw something about her.
in the interview on CBS, I will not vote for that woman.
I saw
I will
something.
vote
I
other
saw
Democrat
something.
or progressive, but her.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Mm-hmm.
I watched
And she
Bill
can
Maher. I
apologize.
made the
Now, is
mistake of
Gavin
watching.
Newsom not? Is Gavin Newsom not running? Oh, this is the preliminaries. Okay, we lost you, Will.
Right, so Bill
last
Maher
term.
had hit.
Oh, okay. Oh, they have term limits?
No, this is his governor of California.
What?
Yes, the California governor does have term limits. And again, with me, the way she conducted herself during that interview on CBS 13, I don't care how many times this woman tries to apologize. Just letting me see you conduct yourself the way you did as a former senator and representative, you lost my vote altogether. There's no reparations.
If
for
they
that.
show you who they are, believe them.
Did you ever see that movie
Exactly.
Face in the Crowd? Yeah. The Andy Griffith movie.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of wag the dog out there too.
Oh, absolutely, there is. But there's a couple. I would say right now there's maybe 2 candidates within the Democratic Party that I'm kind of leaning toward, but not quite yet. Because I mean, being interviewed on CBS 13 is one thing. It's the debates that I'm waiting for. And let me be the first one to assure people, when Katie Porter does, she will show up. And when she does show up to these debates, she is going to get absolutely eviscerated and skewered just for that one interview alone.
Didn't she like dress down one of her employees? Or,
told her, quote unquote, get out of my fucking shot.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know anything about Porter until we saw Bill Maher last night. And Bill Maher, to me, he's turning MAGA. I don't give a shit what he says. He had this, I'm getting sick of him, but we still watch it. But he was like, she had been on his show and he said, well, I didn't like her. And, he kind of voiced the same opinion that you have. But he also cracked a joke that if you were going to the No Kings rally, he would go, but he couldn't find his pussy hat.
Whatever that means.
It's like, fuck you, man. It's like, what are you talking about? Anyway.
Just because you're going to that rally doesn't mean that's all you're doing.
Everything he says concedes something to MAGA.
I'm aware, hon. Okay.
He's a little troll. He's a troll.
Okay.
He's trolling.
You want to know the striking contrast to that? Take a look at Joe Scarborough.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's about as conservative as you get.
Right.
And he does not like Trump one damn bit.
Although he did, remember when right after the inauguration, he went down to Mar-a-Lago. Him and Micah Brzezinski went down there. He got a lot of heat for that. So I don't know. Anyway, we We've got
Okay, let's real quick do our 8.
Elite 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, actually, just fuck ups of the fortnight.
Yeah, because we didn't start on time, so we got a couple minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the fuck ups of the fortnight. Carolyn Levitt calling it the Democrat Party versus Pam Bondi train wreck testimony before Congress.
Pam Bondi, hands down.
Yep, I think that's a sweep.
Yeah. Well, I'm dying to get something to Carolyn Levitt, but she just never.
She's not doing enough. Bitch needs to step up.
She can't compete with the likes of Bondi and
Okay.
Hegseth and all those fucking dirtbags.
Prince Andrew losing his royal titles versus Mike Johnson's hate rally declaration. I'm going to need clarification on that second one.
Oh, Mike Johnson tried to say that if you were involved in the No Kings rally, that was a Hate America rally.
Okay,
Mhm.
honestly, Prince Andrew not having titles, who gives a... So,
Right.
I mean, it's not an American... He ain't American royalty. We don't have any royalty. So, Mike Johnson.
I'd say Mike Johnson.
Okay. I'm gonna give one to Prince Andrew because he lost his royal titles and he's
Yeah,
the
but he
first.
didn't lose the money.
Well, we finally have someone other than Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell that they can actually identify as being
the Epstein files.
in the Epstein files, and maybe that is the beginning of an avalanche of fuckers. that will come.
But Mike Johnson moves on.
Okay.
Okay. J.D. Vance excusing racist text by young Republicans versus Pete Hegseth's loyalty oath at the Pentagon. I have more problem with the loyalty oath. Absolutely. I mean, they're just kids. They're just being young Republicans. So they're a little bit racist.
Was just
No. Mike Johnson.
Yeah, just like Trump was just talking locker room talk when he was talking about grabbing women by the pussy.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
I think it was unfair that what's his name got fired for that. I think it was totally unfair that he didn't. What was he supposed to do? Jump his interviewee and lay down the whatever law? I mean, you can't do that. He got fired for doing his job correctly, and I think that's. I think that was a travesty. But that being said, I still say that Pete Hegseth expecting a loyalty oath. I mean, what?
Let me explain. It's not exactly. It's kind of a loyalty oath. But what it is, they can't. He did not want the press that covers the Pentagon to report honestly. He wanted them to submit their work so that it could be approved by the administration.
Which is where I have a problem.
So it can be redacted, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he can control the narrative. Well, no, you don't get to control the narrative. And I love that almost nobody agreed to it.
Right.
And he told them you won't be at briefings, you won't be at press conferences if you don't sign this. And they said, and walked out.
Including Fox News, by the way.
Yes, including Fox News. The Mecca of MAGA.
So what say you, Will?
You know what? This one I'm on the fence. I have to admit. Because, I mean, these young Republicans, and I'm trying to find a family-friendly term for them, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. But then for Hegseth to sit up and try to try to violate the First Amendment by censoring and redacting these journalists who, like Lisa said, just basically said, fuck you, packed their shit, walked out.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I have to go with Hegseth.
They're probably just going to get on Signal and assume he's going to forward a message to one of them accidentally.
So Hegseth
either Signal or Trump Social.
Hegseth moves on, but I think I'd go with the J.D. Vance because I've never heard of any American politician ever
openly
endorse, that type of thing. And when he called him boys will be boys or kids or whatever, the age was 18 to 40. Vance himself is 41. These were not kids.
No.
They were speaking of
the thing is to me personally, J.D. Vance is an embarrassment to the city of Cincinnati and anyone lives in the city of Cincinnati or calls themselves a Cincinnatian.
Yes.
He is an embarrassment to us.
Well, when he
I don't. Okay, go ahead. Tell.
when he comes here to visit, is that what you're going to say?
Yeah. Same
Go
thing.
ahead.
Go ahead. When he comes here to visit, they have to close off the streets near his home.
Right.
They literally
Yeah, because
have
they
to
don't want
cordon off
nobody
the
trying
whole
to take
place.
him out.
He's not popular here.
Yeah, because they don't want anyone trying to take this fool out.
Right.
And let's face it, the protests that are near his home when he's here are mostly octogenarians. It's like,
All right, we got to hurry
or
up here.
septuagenarians.
We're
at
up
the
against
very
it as
least.
we always are. But here we go. Kristi Noem's partisan PSA at American airports, which was absolutely, outrageous. A partisan attack on, for the shutdown versus the Qatar military base in Idaho, which was obviously a payment for the airplane that Trump accepted back in January.
Oh, they're still paying for that.
Well,
But yeah,
I mean,
it was the political payment.
yeah, the political.
But here's my thing. Why are we inviting foreign powers onto American soil? Mm-mm.
All right, well,
Because of the fact that he gave Trump that damn jet.
No, I know the reasoning. I know the excuse. My question is, why is it happening? Who thought, okay, sure, let's bring a Middle Eastern country with fundamentalist rules that has absolutely no respect for women into America.
I'm going to say the Qatari jet.
I mean,
Or the
who was she
Qatari
effing?
base. I'm going to say the Qatari
Yeah,
base because
definitely.
that was stupid, but it was relatively innocuous and, actually probably digs herself a bigger hole than she had before.
Right,
So,
right.
Yep.
well, yeah.
But
So
yeah,
what
I
you
got to go with the Qatari Air Force Base on U.S. soil.
Yeah.
That is a conflict of interest.
Mhm.
And
All right.
if it's
Well,
not
and
any
there
more-
are American bases. There's precedent. There are American bases in foreign countries.
Mhm.
But
What-
why does Qatar need a base in America? What's
Trump
the reason?
Because of the
invented
fact
Qatar.
you got to remember, guys, we're still talking about the grifter in chief.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything
Right.
any way that Trump can grift the dollar, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, here we go. Final four. Hegseth and his loyalty clause versus the Qatar Air Force. Lise?
Oh, that's close for me.
They're both Hegseth, actually. But
Right, right. Well, I mean, he's involved,
yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, angry fundamentalist Arabs or
Minute and a half.
I don't care. You know which finger. Or loyalty oath at the Pentagon. You know what? I'm going to go with Qatar because the loyalty oath was not really a loyalty oath so much as we're going to censor you for the press.
All right.
So it was a First Amendment attack.
I'm going to go
Mhm.
Qatar also. So Qatar
Okay.
moves on.
I've
But
got
what would you do for Qatar? Okay.
Okay.
So now we got the final four is okay.
The
So
other two.
Pam Bondi versus Mike Jackson or Mike
Mike
Johnson.
Okay, so Bondi's train wreck testimony or Mike Johnson's hate rally declaration. I got to go with Bondi's train wreck testimony because it's so freaking entertaining.
Me too.
I
And
mean,
it was epic.
yeah, it was epic.
All right.
Whereas Johnson, I mean, he just tried to ploy.
So Bondi is the fuck up of the fortnight. All right,
Yeah.
Will. We will see you again in 2 weeks.
We didn't do
And,
Bondi
absolutely.
versus.
Yes, we did.
We did Bondi versus Johnson.
All right, Bondi versus guitar. Hurry up. We're not going to have an outro.
I'm going to still say guitar.
Qatar.
Guitar it is. All right. You guys have a great